Now, a couple of questions. When we notified you that Wednesday morning, at work, myself and the bigger black fellow from the coroner's office, you never asked us, what had happened to Katie or how she died. Is there any reason?
Yeah, I've explained this to a few people because 20 people asked me that day what happened. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's nothing that could bring me.
So you didn't really want to know?
Yeah, there's nothing that information would bring me in the moment. Like I said, I've experienced death. And,
in the military?
Yeah, and that's never really done shit for me. No. A good friend of mine, a lieutenant, was stabbed after he got out in the military. He was overseas in the Middle East for school. He was stabbed to death. Him and his wife were stabbed to death. That brought me no comfort finding that out. Knowing he was dead, I just had a friend recently, and I still don't know, and I still don't want to know. It doesn't matter, because that's the end state.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. They're already dead. And how they died means nothing to me. So we're just kind of standing there staring at Katie's nasty, dirty, disgusting body because they didn't even wipe her out.
What you are watching right now is 28-year-old John Blovelt, an ex-military recruiter, trash-talking his own dead wife. A wife that John killed all because he fell in love with a 17-year-old girl.
Look at her. She's right here.
I want to look at her.
That's your friend.
Well, yeah, me and Hannah were dating.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Don't want to do what? Don't want to help us find out who killed her?
Over the course of 6 years, these two thought they could live the perfect fairy tale after Katie's murder, ruining several lives and fleeing across the country, leaving chaos in their wake. But in the interrogation we have for you today, it all comes crumbling down.
I lost a friend. Maybe not the best wife, but I lost a friend. I don't give a I can get over this.
I'm just going to ask you point blank. Did you kill Katie?
October 24th, 2016 was nothing short of a nightmare for Catherine Ann Boyder's family. The 22-year-old had seemingly vanished from her job at a local PetSmart in Simpsonville, South Carolina at the end of her shift, leaving an extended group of friends and family to search for her. Shortly after midnight on the 25th, two of Katie's friends decided to search a nearby abandoned home, one that had been a hangout for local teens for years. But when her friends walked into the basement of this haunting home, they came face to face with the most horrific sight they had ever seen. Katie's body was in the basement, sealed in a cement box. The murder weapon, a knife, was still embedded in her neck. Frantically, her friends called the police, sobbing as they begged for help.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
We found my friend Katie dead in
Okay,
the house.
okay. Are you saying she's dead in the house?
Yes, ma'am.
Is she cold?
She was very pale, and there was no response.
After speaking with Katie's friends, Simpsonville Police Department rushed to the scene to begin their investigation. It didn't take them long to be berated by leads from Katie's friends and family, all pointing to the same suspect: her estranged husband of just 3 months, John Blovelt. Police went to his job at a nearby army base to deliver the news of his wife's death. Estranged or not, they expected an emotional reaction. The following footage was provided to us by Simpsonville Police Department in Simpsonville, South Carolina, and begins just after they have told John of his wife's death.
Friday or Saturday morning. Oh, I'm sorry.
What was your conversation about?
The dog, Jupiter. She wanted his shit. She wanted his map records and his dog bowl, and I told her basically. So, what she's not supposed to be. We're supposed to be talking. The restraining order.
Okay. This conversation is gonna get a little personal, brother. We'll go ahead and just put it out there. What the restraining order deal? What's the deal with that?
That's because a charge back that I got back in February, 28th or 27th, end of February, domestic violence first degree. That she charged me with.
Okay.
And then obviously when that happens, the state issues a restraining order.
Right.
It's just never I mean, the fountain then told us that we can't lift it until my court is
It's done.
has a
Right.
disposition. Yeah.
Okay. What has anything ever like that ever happened before? Have you guys ever had any big issues like that in the past?
I mean, we were the worst couple. You know, we argued a
Okay.
lot, but I think it was just bad timing, honestly, because she was going through some shit, and I was going through some shit, and she just left one day. It was like a Tuesday, and then she came back Friday with all the entire Fountain Inn Police Department, and it was a pretty big scene. It was like a 4-hour thing.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I'll tell you, but after that, we talked or whatever still,
Right.
and we still saw each other pretty often.
When was the last time you actually saw her?
I'd say probably July,
Okay.
because she moved out in April, I think.
Have you ever gotten so mad at her that maybe you did something you didn't mean to do?
No, absolutely not. I used to have a drinking problem, so I used to get pretty mad. And we used to have like yelling matches and shit, but she has some lungs on her, so we could go back and forth all night. But I hadn't drank in 2 months now. Just because I'm trying to turn my shit around. I don't know when this court date's coming up for me with this domestic violence. I don't want to be lost, when it hits. So I've just been trying to turn my shit around.
Are you familiar with this abandoned house?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the spot. That's like
What's the
the
spot?
hangout spot.
How come?
I don't know. I guess because Shia and her friends found it, and then they have to, being teenagers, they gotta do the coolest thing they can imagine. So I guess it's hanging out at this abandoned house, and then I've been there a couple times. So
When was the last time you were there?
probably, I don't know.
Like a week ago, a month ago?
It's been months. If anything, it's been months. Am I being charged with a crime? Because he's recording me, and I'm not comfortable with that.
No.
And if I am, I'd like to contact a lawyer. Because this is uncomfortable.
You're not being charged
Okay.
with a crime right now.
I know, I just want to cooperate with that,
This brother is a death notification. That's the big reason I'm here.
Dude, I'm shook right
Beginning
now.
this conversation, I understand. Beginning the conversation where I told you that we investigate every death or
Yeah,
anything except a natural death we investigate as a homicide until we can prove otherwise.
right.
That's the reason why that we all are here. Our conversation here is more for trying to figure out just kind of a time frame and put together a frame of what happened.
Right.
The questions we had, obviously, put it out there, bro. Y'all are in the middle of an acid divorce.
Right. I know. And I've seen the shit her mom's been saying about me on Facebook, too.
Brainiac John doesn't seem to realize that her mom reportedly saying stuff about him on Facebook doesn't make him a victim. It gives him more motive, and therefore makes him even more of a suspect. But you know what's the most suspicious of all? The fact that he suddenly asked for an attorney when detectives showed him the house where her body was found. Yet at this point in time, he shouldn't know that the house is related to her death at all, because it hadn't been released to the public.
But that doesn't hold any weight with us one way or another.
I hope not.
We have a job to do, and that's all we're doing. Him recording you is nothing to put you on blast or anything like that.
Okay.
It's totally for our benefit, okay?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm asking for.
Our job is to find out
What happened?
who killed her and bring them to justice. So we're not looking to do anything to you. We'll be here for you because you're,
And
regardless of your marital status, you still have feelings for her.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to call and ask if I could get an update, but with her mom and shit like that, I don't want to.
I know.
I don't even want to be around. Like, I don't want to accidentally be there at the same time her mom shows up.
I
She fucking shoots me in the face or something. Because that's the shit that she was saying about me, like, had me nervous.
We will just kind of let you know where we're going as far as with her from here. We'll do an autopsy today. We will have I'm about 99% sure we'll have a manner of death today. I can't say that about the cause. It just depends on what we see. Okay. You are her legal next of kin. You guys are still legally married. You're
Right.
legal next of kin. Within the same token, her mom, morally, right thing to do would be to allow me to discuss anything with her
Right. Yeah.
about this death.
Yeah.
Legally, I have to get your permission to do that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we'll definitely stay in contact with you.
Stay in contact is one phrase for what detectives are going to do. While initially John was a suspect on their list, after this 20-minute death notification, he's skyrocketed right to the top of it. Because not once has he asked how his estranged wife died or where she was found. Which means General Grumpy Gills here earned himself another interview just a few days later.
We hadn't really had a chance to sit down. I know I talked to you that day when we notified you about her death.
Yeah.
And things are kind of emotional and everything. So we're still working the case, obviously, and trying to figure out who killed her.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked to a bunch of people. We wanted to give you some time to grieve and, do what you need to do mentally before we brought you in here. But we would like to ask you some questions that maybe you can give us an answer, what we're looking for. So with that in mind, are you willing to talk to us today?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What I have to do is read your rights. We've been doing that with everybody we've been talking to because, anybody could potentially be a suspect.
Right.
Detectives read John his rights. As you're about to discover, it's not his first time hearing them.
Like I said to you before, we just want to get some background information and kind of paint a picture of what we have going on. Okay. Just kind of tell me about when you guys met, how you met.
She worked at the firehouse. Do you know where the recruiting station is? She worked at firehouse right next door.
Okay.
So I was going through some crap with my current marriage. We were kind of on the way out of that marriage. So me and her just kind of met and started dating. I was still living with my wife at the time, and she was dating her boyfriend, and I was dating my girlfriend. So it was kind of a funny situation. I was staying at her house most days during the week at her dad's house. And then we finally got an apartment in December of 2014, I guess it was. Yeah. So that's kind of how we met. We just, we both smoked cigarettes at the time. So we just went out and smoked.
Okay. Yeah.
You just meet people through smoke breaks.
And you got married in what year?
2015.
And so I know obviously about the incident that happened between you guys allegedly in January, and then she didn't file a report till February. What made her file a report a month later about something that
was just kind of her personality.
Just get back at you for something she pissed or?
That was her personality. When she got mad about something, she would act extremely childish until she got her way, and if she didn't get her way, she would just escalate until she got her way.
And they believed her about something that happened a month before?
I got arrested for it.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of strange.
Whether or not they believed her, I still went away in handcuffs, and I still had to get bailed out of the county. And so whether or not they believed her, there wasn't it was just a statement. Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's just he said, she said.
Yeah. I went away for it. And then, she moved out like the Monday or Tuesday. She moved out in the early week, and by the end of the week, she was back, like with her mom, like clearing out all of her shit. And then when I said, okay, like, bye. Because we had played that game before where she left. She would always come back. Yeah. Well, most of the time she would leave. I would beg her to come back, and she would come back. And then we'd make it another 2 or 3 weeks. And then she would leave, and then I'd beg her to come back. And then I just didn't beg her to come back.
What kind of stuff were y'all arguing about?
Everything.
Just normal.
Just normal stuff.
People stuff.
And then being a recruiter, I talked to a lot of different people. So I had 2 phones, and I talked to a lot of females, and she didn't like that. But that was my job as a recruiter. I had to talk to everybody. Yeah. And she wouldn't like that. So then we'd argue about that. And then one time I just didn't ask her to come back. And she came back like 4 days later with her mom, and they cleared out like all of her stuff up from the house.
So that was how far after your arrest for the domestic violence thing was that? Like a week or 2? Or
no, that was in January. What made her go file in February? Who knows?
Okay. But so she actually moved out when, in February or even later than that?
She didn't permanently actually move out of that house until about April.
Okay.
But what kicked off the incident in January was she moved out.
Okay.
She moved out, took all her shit, came back, moved out again. I told her that time, just stay gone this time because I don't want you ruining my shit. You're ruining everything in my life. Please stay away. Came back like a week later with the police.
So you guys weren't married long at all.
2 months.
So it's kind of
2 months, and then we made it until March. I called her the night. I know I wasn't supposed to. Don't care. Called her the night I got out of jail, and she sat there and cried on the phone. And she was like, "I didn't know that you were going to go to jail." And I told her it's okay. You know, I forgive you. I'm a very forgiving guy. I don't give a shit. I can get over this. You know, I know who she was. She had the shortest fuse on the phone. It wasn't even a fuse. It was one of those things you just pull it. It explodes. That was her personality. That's the personality. That's the person I knew. And I told her it's okay. That's fine. I'll take you back. I don't care. Let's just move on. And that lasted about 2 more months, probably till about the end of April into June, or I guess that would have been May.
Yeah. Does Hannah work, or where she do?
She works in the mall. JCPenney's in the mall.
Now, does she live with you full time, or is it kind of?
It's on and off. She stays when she wants.
Okay. She lived with her parents otherwise?
Now, there's a lot to break down here. Firstly, let's talk about Hannah. Now, Hannah was a 17-year-old high school student that John met while he was recruiting teens at a local high school. After she claimed to be having problems at home, John invited her, along with another teenager, Allie, to live with him, stating he wanted to be a good influence on them. Strange that he only let female teenagers move in with him, isn't it? Kind of makes you think that it wasn't about being a good influence at all. Now, after Hannah and Allie moved in, Katie, who was disgusted and infuriated that John was turning their marital home into a party space for teens, left. And just 2 weeks after, Hannah's father reported her missing. When police arrived, they had a 4-hour standoff with John, who refused to come outside. After he finally gave in, he was charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Truthfully, he should have had way more charges. Katie was brought in and questioned about his relationship with Hannah. While at the station, she mentioned that John had pulled a gun on her and threatened to kill her, which was ultimately the final straw in her leaving. Police were legally obligated to file a report on this, which is what ultimately then got John arrested for domestic violence. So although John wants to continuously paint Katie as someone out to get him for no reason, remember this: Katie was innocent, and John was an abuser and a.
But we broke contact because she was dating already. Like, she's already been dating dudes. So I'm like, just move on. Like, leave me alone.
Right.
But I still get random texts, you know, in the morning. I look good today. I love you. Shit like that.
Was she trying to get back with you? Or?
I couldn't really give you a good answer on that. My intention was to get back together with her.
Still? Really?
Yeah, at the end of this. Whenever my civil court was done, that's the last thing I told her, was that when this shit's all done and over with, I just want you to be there for me in that courtroom, and I will walk away from that courtroom with you.
When you say civil court, you talk about
The charge from
your
February.
criminal case?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was going on with the military? Were they waiting to see what happened with that?
Yeah.
So that's why they had you over on Bardry Street
Right.
doing administrative stuff.
They,
And then once that case got cleared, if it got cleared, then you'd be reassigned, or?
if it was like dismissed, cleared, yeah, they would have just sent me on the way. If something came of it, then they would have continued their investigation, see what they wanted to do about it.
Okay.
Probably just kick me out, more likely.
Is that, I mean, I've never been in the military, so I don't know how it works, but if you get charged with something serious enough, they just discharge you?
Most of the time, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, especially if it's a guilty verdict, they'll just dishonorably discharge you.
Okay.
So, and that's like the worst thing that could happen. It's like walking out the door with 2 felonies instead of 1.
And I'm sure it's a lot of pride issue too, right?
Yeah. I mean, 10 years of my life and 2 years in Iraq.
Yeah.
Walk out the door. But I mean, and I told her, I said, it's already done. They can do what they want. But the last thing I told her was when there's a disposition, if it's not guilty and I get to walk out of that courtroom, I want to walk out with you. And she said that was fine. She said that's good. That's what I want too. And that was like 2 months ago. She's already dating this dude named Bill. And then she was dating some dude before that, and then she was dating some other dude, and I'm like, just be with them.
Did that piss you off?
Mm-mm.
You had Hannah, right?
Well, yeah, me and Hannah were dating, not really, but you know, she was living with me, so
yeah. So for all intents and purposes, Katie thought you two were together,
right. And there's nothing I could have said otherwise. So, and then Cheyenne told her entire family that me and Hannah were dating. So then that's the story. We're dating. Doesn't matter what I say. So then, since Hannah moved out back with her parents, no, I would say I'm not dating anybody.
John was undeniably dating Hannah. Their relationship was so extreme and so serious that John actually moved her into his bedroom the very day that his wife Katie moved out.
So she moves out. You move Crystal and Brandon in to help out with bills or whatever.
It was pretty soon after they actually moved in. Yeah.
Okay. Any other roommates?
Hannah was living there for a little bit.
Hannah.
Yeah. While Katie was there, Hannah was going through some shit at home, so she asked Katie if she could move in. She said, "Yeah." We moved all her shit in. Wayne was still there. And then Wayne then Katie left before Wayne got in his car accident. So she left, and then Wayne left, and then Crystal moved in, and then Hannah moved out. And now it's just us and Crystal.
Okay. How did you guys meet Hannah? Was it a friend of Katie's or your
friend of Cheyenne?
Okay. And you and Cheyenne are pretty tight, right?
We used to be.
Oh, you're not now? Because of this crowd?
Because of this, yeah. Okay. I haven't heard from Cheyenne. I tried to talk to Cheyenne on Tuesday. Tuesday was the last time I talked to Cheyenne, and then she just dropped me off the face of the planet. So kind of shows who your real friends are.
Yeah.
When you ask somebody specifically for help because you are not in a good place and they blow you off completely, but you know they're out there having fun with friends.
Yeah. She's
not grieving right now. She's out partying right now. So she could at least text me back. You know.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that.
And then I already had to avoid the viewing. I had to go on Sunday by myself because her whole family was there. And if I can't even get Cheyenne, who lived with me and who I bought cars for and school books for and sent to and pushed to get a job and shit, if I can't trust her to be calm and level-headed, then how am I going to go to this viewing with her crazy family there?
Right. So the viewing was Saturday, right?
Right. 2 to 4 on Saturday.
And when did you get?
I went Sunday, 2:30 on Sunday.
Okay. So they just had a private thing for you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you go by yourself? Or?
Yeah. Well, I took Hannah with me.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
How was that hard?
Yeah, because I mean, first of all, there's nobody there but me and her, so we're just kind of standing there staring at like Katie's nasty, like dirty, disgusting, because they didn't even wipe her down. And then we're just standing there, like I don't know. I've seen I have been to a couple. I went to my own dad's viewing when I was like 15. I've seen people dead. I've dealt with this shit before, and now there's nobody else there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind
there's nobody else there because her family wants to be crazy about this shit. So I'm there by myself. I'm dealing with it by myself. I'm dragging her around because she's willing to be dragged around to be there, you know? So I don't know. It's just been really stressful.
You know what's more stressful? What Katie's mother went through leading up to and after her daughter's murder. Katie disclosed to her mother that John had threatened to kill her and her family for ruining his career because of the domestic violence charge, one that she didn't even seek out filing. For weeks, Katie's mom was terrified that something was going to happen to her daughter. And sadly, she was right.
So let's go to last Monday. You're working downtown.
Right.
What time roughly did you leave work?
I don't.
I'm not going to hold you to the exact minute because I know if you ask me what I did last Monday.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't normally just leave with Judy. So whenever, it's always between 2 and 3. Whenever Judy leaves, that's when I'm out the door too. Okay. They really only got me there for her, to keep her company.
Right.
Yeah.
So what'd you do when you left work?
I just went home, and then I got home, and recently I've been like running the trail behind the house because I hate wearing running shoes, and it gets my dog outside. So I take him out back and we run trails. So that day I went out, ran trails, and I went and sat by with this little spot and like watched fish.
So there's a creek back there?
Yeah, same. I'm doing it a lot recently just because I quit drinking a few months ago, and it's really like helped me find out the kind of shit I like in life.
Apparently, he found out he liked teenage girls.
Was anybody home when you got home?
Just Crystal and Brandon.
Okay.
And I had her, she was supposed to go to the Sullivan Center that morning, so she was already with me because she's up there trying to get her GED.
Oh, Hannah was with you?
Yeah, she's the one who drove me home.
From work?
Yeah, because she was supposed to go to the Sullivan Center, and then we forgot because it was getting late anyway. And then we went home.
What car did you drive home?
A Prius.
Okay, so you
I
went to
got-
work in the morning, and she dropped you off and took the Prius, or?
No, she was with. I don't know what the hell she does, but most times she's either walks around downtown or she sits in the car.
All right.
Yeah, whenever she needs to go up there, she just rides. And then she was supposed to go to the Sullivan Center, didn't, I guess. And then
Okay. So you guys got home around 3 roughly.
yeah,
Brandon and
Crystal,
Crystal were there. And what did Hannah do while you were running with Marley?
whatever she does, watch TV, play video games.
What happened after that? After you're done running?
We went and met my friend Scott to get some money that he owes me.
So it was you and Hannah that went and met him?
Yeah.
What time was that roughly?
I don't know. It was later. It was dark.
So dark's about 7-ish.
Yeah, I
Roughly.
guess.
Did you go anywhere before that?
No.
So did you meet him and eat dinner, or did you just hang out?
I ate. We ate while we waited for him, and then he showed up, dropped me some cash, and he left.
What's the payment plan, or is he?
As he can get it, yeah. I didn't never expect to hear from him again. After he crashed my car, I stopped talking to him. I left his career on the side of the road. Goodbye. Crashed my car, dude. You stole my car, and then you crashed it, so I'm not talking to him. And that was like, I think it was a month or 2 ago. And then he just started calling me like last week, and he's like, I'm in Greenville, I got money. I was like, okay, cool. Let me go get some money.
That night, somebody says you and Hannah were putting some trash from a bag, like a trash bag in the back of the Prius.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember doing that?
Oh, yeah.
What was that about?
Marley had like the most explosive shit on the floor and stunk up the whole house. Threw out like 4 towels. It was disgusting. And then Crystal left it for me to clean up. So, because it was like watery, nasty, I had to get like 3 or 4 towels to clean it up, plus the Swiffer, plus like dump bleach on the floor. So, yeah, it was pretty nasty.
Okay. So why'd you put it in the car?
To take it.
Oh, okay.
To
Okay.
throw it. Yeah, our trash is always filled up. We used to have this entertainment center. I just chopped it up, so it was like the trash can was full.
So you took that when you went to go to Zaxby's? Or?
Yeah, we're just gonna throw it out away.
Okay.
Just that dumpster.
All right.
This is really taking blaming the dog to a new level, because as you've guessed, those trash bags weren't full of dog crap, but his story is full of bull crap. Hannah and John were caught on camera dumping trash bags in multiple different trash cans. Trash bags that contained the clothes worn during the crime, weapons used in the crime, and any other evidence that could link John to the murder of Katie.
Now, a couple of questions. When we notified you that Wednesday morning, at work, myself and the bigger black fellow from the coroner's office, you never asked us, what had happened to Katie or how she died. Is there any reason where you?
Yeah, I've explained this to a few people because like 20 people asked me that day what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's nothing that could bring me.
So you didn't really want to know?
Yeah, there's nothing that information would bring me in the moment. Like I said, I've experienced death. And
In the military, maybe?
yeah, and that's never really done shit for me. No. A good friend of mine, a lieutenant, was stabbed after he got out in the military. He was overseas in the Middle East for school. He was stabbed to death. Him and his wife were stabbed to death. That brought me no comfort finding that out. Knowing he was dead, I just had a friend recently, and I still don't know, and I still don't want to know. It doesn't matter, because that's the end state.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. They're already dead. How they died means nothing to me.
Okay.
So, and that's how I've been.
I've probably seeing people, being in the military, seeing people die, probably gives you that outlook. So,
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw Katie face to face? And
I know.
And I'm not worried about this restraining order thing. Trust me, that's the least of our worries.
The last time I saw her was Cheyenne had a doctor's appointment, and Katie was there with her at the doctor.
Okay.
And I just coincidentally had a doctor's appointment in the same exact office. I just switched over to a new doctor, and they were leaving as I was checking out.
So when was that roughly?
2 or 3 months ago. I don't know. We could get an exact date.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the last time I saw her face to face. And I don't think she saw me until she was actually out the door. So we didn't talk or nothing.
Now she had been asking you for this paperwork for Jupiter, medical records or bills or something, or
Medical records.
okay. And what else? A bowl or a
bowl,
leash or something?
a dog food bowl.
Dog food bowl. Had she called you one previous time and asked you to meet her, bring it?
She called me multiple times, asked me to bring her that stuff.
You said no.
Yeah. First of all, Marley uses that bowl, and he needs that bowl. And it's dog medical records. It's dog medical records. You could probably walk up there to
Yeah, it's not like
Hillcrest.
rules.
There's no rules and regulations for dog medical records. So if you want, I feel like she was just using it as an opportunity to see
to
me.
get you to come see her.
And it wouldn't have been the first time.
Right.
There's been so many emergencies that come up. I need to see you right now for this, just to get there and be like, you want to smoke a cigarette?
Yeah, that's typical.
So it wasn't the first time.
Now, Katie did reach out to John a few times despite the protective order against him. Why? Because he still had possession of her beloved dog Jupiter. When Katie was finally able to take custody of her dog away from John, John held on to anything he owned that belonged to Jupiter, including the records. Which, although detectives say are easy to get, are not. The records are considered confidential and can only be given to someone who is the owner of the account at the vet's office. In this case, John.
We've heard a little bit about this abandoned house, that it was a hangout for a lot of these younger kids and whatnot. You've been there before?
Yeah.
Okay. When was the last time you were there?
Probably a few months ago.
Okay. And who you were there with at the time?
I don't know. It's normally like a group of people. So it's always going to be the same group. But I just don't know who was in the group at that time.
So generally, name some of the people that would be there. Not particularly at that time. But just...
Cheyenne would be there. Allie would be there. Hannah would be there. I would be there. Wayne would be there. Maybe Cameron. Maybe Kimani. That's it from our little group that I can think of.
Where would you guys park when you hung out there?
That gravel. When we first started going, like back January, like last January, when they first showed it to me, that brush used to be cleared out so you could drive right up in there.
Okay.
And then nobody would be able to see your car, so you wouldn't have to worry about people messing with you.
Yeah. Where would you guys hang out? In the house, outside the house?
In the living room.
I'm just gonna hang out.
Been in the attic a couple of times. Because there's like a crawl space hole. I think it's not crawl space, but like a hole. One of the closets you can climb up in the attic and hang out there. That's kind of stable. Mostly in the living room because the rest of the house seems like at any moment it's gonna collapse.
Yeah. You ever been down the stairs in the basement?
No.
Okay.
That kind of because the one side's all flooded out, and then you can only climb down, and then the other stairs is like missing, like the last step, and it's all like, oh,
sketchy.
You can feel it. I don't know if you've gone down there, but you can feel it like every step, like wobbling back up. It's like you don't know how you're gonna get back up.
So you never decide to get out and check it out.
No, hell no.
Okay.
Because you don't never know how you're gonna get back up.
Don't blame me for that.
Just a reminder, this is a 28-year-old Army man who owns a house. Why did he feel the need to go to an abandoned house to hang out with teenagers? Well, sadly, we all know the answer to that question. To make matters even worse, John would frequently provide these teenagers with not just the green, if you catch my drift, but he would give them all the snow they wanted. Essentially, he brought a blizzard everywhere he went, as long as there were teens there that he could impress with it, which is disgusting on its own. But what's even more disgusting is what he repeatedly told these teenagers.
Have you ever, and it would probably be jokingly, I would assume, made a statement to any of your friends about wanting to kill Katie?
No.
Ever said, well, if Katie dies, we'll get some money or we'll have money to do anything with?
No.
Okay. Have you ever gone up to any friends and said, hey, would you do me a favor and take my car, take my keys, my debit card, my phone, and go away for the weekend to Charleston, say, and that'll make it look like I'm out of town so I can kill Katie?
No.
Okay. So if somebody told us that They're making that up.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
That's the same type of shit that's been coming out of her family's mouth for the last 2 weeks. And I'm getting kind of sick of it because I don't feel safe in my house anymore. There's cars parked out front of my house during the nighttime. And I know I got PTSD and I know I'm watching them, but there's cars parked out front of my house. There's people driving by. And that's the type of shit, that's the narrative right there that's going to get me in trouble with some crazy driving down and shooting up my house in the middle of the night. Or somebody called my ex-wife yesterday. And that's got me scared.
What's her name?
You talked to her yesterday. But
Catherine.
yeah, that's got me scared because my kid's there. And how did somebody get her number from here? How did somebody get her number from here? And then not just from here, not just from Simpsonville, but from some private number called her, so they can find my kid now. And that's the shit that's got me paranoid, pissed off. Because I can't sleep at night because I think something's going to happen in my house. That's all I got. So people say, oh, it's just stuff. Well, if my house burns down, what stuff do I have? I get a check from the insurance company for $100,000 to pay off the house, but I'm still sitting homeless.
Yeah.
So
this pressure is coming from Katie's family?
Yeah, it was on Facebook. We got pictures. We got screenshots. This shit was all on Facebook. People were giving out my address. People can't walk to my house the other night. Or standing out front of my house.
Do you recognize them or no?
No, they were from Facebook. Okay. Crystal got in this argument with this guy on Facebook, and he's like, I know where you live. I can come there right now. Well, come here right now. Yeah. Because that makes me unsafe. I got to barricade my front door because now you're telling people to come by my house, and her mom's been telling people to come by my house. They're trying to spin the story against me, and it's got me terrified. It's got me scared as shit.
Do you have any idea who killed her?
No, absolutely not. This shit is ridiculous and it's scary. But I can't even be scared for Katie right now. Because I know Katie wouldn't want me in this situation. She knows I'm scared as hell.
Are you talking about your ex-wife, Katie?
I'm talking about Katie.
Going to die.
Yeah. She knows that I'll be like this, be paranoid like this.
Do you know how narcissistic you have to be to say that the woman you killed wouldn't want you to be upset? In reality, John didn't know or care what Katie wanted in life. He was much too focused on what he wanted, a 17-year-old. If he did care at all what Katie wanted, he would have stopped when she said her final words, "If you let me go, I won't go to the police." Instead, he stabbed her in the neck.
Some people told us that recently they got in the backseat of your car and something had been spilled, and they were told, hey, don't touch that.
And I told Cheyenne, I just spilled iced tea right there. Don't sit in that. The iced tea bottle is probably still in the back of my car right now.
Okay. That was in the back seat?
Yeah.
How'd you spill it in the back seat?
I just drink it and toss it.
Oh, okay.
I ain't the cleanliest person. I clean out my car once a week, twice a week, the most.
Okay.
Trash all over inside my car right now.
Okay.
And her family's the ones putting that shit in her head because she was at my house on Tuesday. Just fine. Helping. We were both just fine, just talking to each other. Dirtbag family.
Well, you got to understand right now they're going through a lot too.
I'm trying to understand, but I'm going through the same shit. I lost a friend. Maybe not the best wife, but I lost a friend. She would always been my friend. We would have always been the worst married couple on the planet, but she was always going to be my friend.
Yeah, sometimes people make great friends but terrible lovers or whatever.
Right. That's the way we've seen it. We just the worst couple. But we were always the best friends. It's not until you started bringing the relationship back into it that we start arguing with each other. I got plenty of text messages where we're just nice to each other, just talking about our day.
Yeah.
But then, one of us would be like, so you're going to come home? And, what are you doing right now? And then it would escalate to, we can't be in a relationship. We can't do this and that. So it's just got me stressed out too. Nobody gives a shit.
So when she was asking for the paperwork for the dog and stuff, had you decided you were going to give it to her and meet up or no?
Totally.
Okay. Just because it's something she could go do herself.
Yeah.
She can buy another dog bowl.
Yeah, she works there. You tell me you pass by 1,000 dog bowls a day, you can't borrow one, you can't take one. And then I've been eating out since June. He needs this bowl.
That's true. Yeah. So it's more of thing, or just a way to get you? Or
Yeah, I
something
really
to
think
harp on you about.
sometimes, and Krista will tell you because she's seen her do it, is that sometimes she would make up a scenario or say she needs something just to get close because she can reel me back in. She's real good at it.
Most people in interrogations at least show an ounce of compassion for the dead. John, however, would rather show buckets and buckets of hatred, anger, and resentment. His disdain for Katie is palpable, which is only made more disgusting when you hear from others about how kind, caring, funny, and warm Katie was. She didn't end things with John because she was an evil succubus, like he wants to paint her as. She ended it because she could no longer handle being near a 28-year-old man who was inviting teenagers over to party and do drugs in the home that she dreamt of raising children in.
I don't know how much you know about cell phones and stuff like that, but as you go around, your cell phone's constantly
Picking on towers.
searching for signals and stuff like that. So with that said, is there anything, going back to last Monday, is there anything that you've told me that your cell phone records would say otherwise?
I don't believe so.
Okay. You don't believe so, or definitely not?
Definitely not.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
it's tiny, small. What if I told you that your cell phone did ping somewhere other than where you say you were?
Then I'd also say that her cell phone pinged in West Virginia.
Yeah, that ended up being a AT&T mishap. They plugged in the wrong phone number.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. What if I told you that Charles Scott's phone number pinged in the same area that yours did and not around Zaxby's
When
Monday night?
he's got freedom of moving on him. We can call him. We can ask him.
Okay.
But I'm not in control of that man, and I do not take any charge over him because that dude is a lost cause.
Yeah.
I want my $350,
You're gonna be done.
and I would like to change my phone number. If I could move, I would move.
Is there any physical evidence that we're either going to find in that abandoned house, on Katie's body, or on any of her clothing, or in her car that is going to link you to her death?
I don't believe so, no. Definitely not.
And you understand DNA evidence it's the new thing.
100%.
It's not new, but it's okay. And it's pretty accurate.
Seems cold case files, all that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah. So I just don't want to have to go back in a couple weeks when we get all these results and say, well, John said there ain't no way this could have happened. But so if you did get together last week and have or go take the dog for a walk, and that's how your hair could have gotten in her car or something like that, then we need to know that now so we don't have to explain it later.
Yeah, I understand.
So there should be nothing on her body from you.
Right.
Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
Okay. So no hairs, no touch DNA.
I can't imagine.
Okay. Because you understand, if I touch Investigator Manley's hand and they come and swab her hand, they're going to get my DNA off.
Right. Fingerprints, sweat.
Right. And that stuff can't be denied. It's, as accurate as a fingerprint, your DNA profile. So I just want to make sure that we're not going to get any surprises.
Right. Yeah.
And these DNA tests take time. It's not like, it is on
It's not CSI.
I wish it was.
You don't put it in a computer. And
Exactly. So
left and right.
but I've had cases before where we've asked somebody something and they said, nope, absolutely not. And then we do get results that match them. And they're like, oh, well, there was this time that such and such. So we have to, eliminate all that now.
Right. Honestly.
Okay. Would you, what we've been doing is offering polygraph tests. We've polygraphed a couple of people already.
Mm-hmm.
And we're using that as a tool to eliminate people.
Okay.
And once we eliminate people, that means we can kind of narrow down our search, and it helps us so we're not wasting time looking at people that we don't need to be looking at.
Right.
Would you be willing to take polygraph so we can go ahead and do that with you and eliminate you and start looking elsewhere?
I have to talk to my lawyer about that first.
Okay.
See what he says, because I don't know about that at all.
Yeah. Well, it's nothing that can be used in court. It's a tool we use.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like DNA is a tool, fingerprints are a tool, interviews are a tool.
Right.
So that's something I would like to, see if you'd be willing to do so that we could get past you and start looking, for somebody else.
Well, I'll give him a call tomorrow, and then he'll set something up.
Okay. Is there any information or any questions I haven't asked you that any information you have that might help us?
I mean, y'all know about this house, though. Y'all know about the abandoned house because all the news I got is from the media, and they're painting this house as like some house that they knew of, they used to go to, and all this kind of shit. This was an active, like, spot to go and.
Yeah, the news kind of screwed up and said it was a high school hangout. But I know they've been going to it.
I mean, it's a high school hangout, but
it's their current hangout.
Katie's hangout too. Okay, as long as you know, because this news story has been spinning it.
The news screws things up big time.
Yeah, and
we can tell them that the sky was blue and it was 70 degrees, and they'll say it was cloudy and 30.
Right.
How they
I just
screw
wanted
up,
to make sure y'all knew that she had been there a few times with more than just, recent friends. She's been there with new guys and stuff like that. I don't know what her family's told you. Hopefully Cheyenne's been, upfront with you, but she's been dating around a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking into some of that.
Okay.
And trying to see if maybe she came across somebody that,
Yeah.
There's a lot of cookies.
Because she was on Tinder, and Tinder's just a face, you can make a Tinder profile.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So she's been on Tinder. I know that for a fact. I saw her on there.
Just so we're all clear here, John is furious that Katie, his ex, is on Tinder while he is actively engaged in a relationship with Hannah and is on Tinder himself. The irony of that is clearly lost on him. But what makes it even worse is the fact that John didn't just know Katie was on Tinder, he knew every person that she was meeting up with, because he recruited Hannah to stalk Katie and find out who she was seeing and when.
Are you familiar with where White Horse Road is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've taken it. It's 25, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then yeah, I know where it's at.
Do you know where Augusta Road and it meets? It's like Augusta Road turns into 291.
I don't know where Augusta Road is. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. So this Monday night that we were talking about, around 6:15, sometime around that time frame, can you think of any reason your phone would show that you were in that area of Augusta Road and White Horse Road?
No.
Okay. Is there any reason you and Charles were talking a lot that evening?
Yeah, because that's the night that he was here. That's the night he was available.
Mm.
So that's the night I needed my shit.
So you'll be on video at Zaxby's meeting him and eating?
I was eating. He was in Zaxby's, yeah.
All right, so you guys will both be on video?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What time was that roughly?
I don't know. Whatever time you said earlier.
Well, you said it was dark?
Yeah, it was dark.
Okay, so dark is about 7-ish or so.
Yeah.
Now, some people said that car that they identified as Katie's was seen pulling into your driveway around 5 o'clock.
Crystal told me that, yeah.
Okay. Do you know what the deal is with that?
Mm-hmm. And Crystal told me about that. But like we said, that's a normal move on her part.
Right.
So that really wasn't too much of a concern. I didn't even follow up. I didn't text her or anything when she did that shit. So.
Well, if that was her, why would she back out really fast?
I don't know.
Because you said she'd try and stop by.
I'm not trying to read her mind, so.
No, I understand. But you said that she would stop by and try and see the cat or stop by and bring Jupiter. When was that? Do you know?
I don't know.
Like back in the summer or here?
Whatever I said the first time.
Okay. And then what happened Tuesday? What was your day like on Tuesday? Did you go to work?
Tuesday, yeah, I went to work. I've been to work every day since.
I'm just going to ask you point blank. Did you kill Katie?
No.
Okay. Do you know who killed her?
No.
This polygraph would really help us. It's not admissible in court. Like I said, it's nothing that you take could be used against you. They're not going to ask you about other off-the-wall stuff. They're going to ask you direct questions related to her being killed. And the quicker we can get rid of you as a suspect, we've already, like I said, we've done other polygraphs with other people, so it's not like we're targeting on you.
Yeah.
If we were, we wouldn't have waited, a week and a day before we brought you in here. So
that's what everybody's been telling me. So it's just got my head kind of straight. I've just been paranoid, man. Paranoid. I already got drug out of my house one time for not committing a crime.
Do you have your cell phone with you? What kind of phone do you have?
I got the V10, the LG V10. V10, yeah.
Does that have a lock code on it, or how do you?
Yeah, it's got a lock on it.
Is it like a number lock, or? Do you mind telling me what the number lock is?
Yes, I do. That's my pin for everything. I'm not going to tell you that.
Okay.
Next thing I know, you taking out $20 on the bank.
No.
That's all I got.
I'm a
Right
pretty
now.
honest guy. When it comes to money.
That's all I got right now is my $20. I need gas money.
One of the things that we're doing with people is getting swabs from their mouth. It's basically skin cell samples that we use to create a DNA profile.
Right.
It's just basically a big Q-tip, swab it on the inside of their mouth, and then submit that to create a DNA profile to compare to evidence that we get. Are you okay with that?
I'll talk to my lawyer about it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what we've been doing with people is we've been getting search warrants to get them. That way we don't have to mess around with, I do or I don't, or I need to call my mom or, stuff like that. So I've got a search warrant to get your DNA.
Okay.
Like I said, you're not the first one. I can show you, other people we've gotten it from.
That's fine. I'm not going to fight a warrant. I'm not going to fight the court.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of those things. A couple other things. We do have a warrant for your phone. So I need you to turn that over.
Can I text my boss?
You can write down a phone number and call them, but I can't let you make any calls or any texts right now.
This may just be one of the most satisfying moments we've ever covered. Despite the fact that detectives give him nearly 2 minutes to pull numbers from his phone, which they have no legal obligation to do, he decides to put up a fight. And when detectives do finally get a chance to look at the phone, it's clear why.
All right, you got all the numbers you need?
I'm just waiting for it to lock.
Okay, all right, I'll go ahead. I need the phone. So like I said, we got a search warrant.
Okay.
So go ahead and hand the phone over to me.
Where's the warrant at?
Oh, it's right here. You'll get a copy of it in just a second.
I just want to see it before I give up my shit.
Search warrant for your phone.
I'm sorry, I watch TV too.
Most time. List your phone number.
Cell phone.
Like color cell phone, unknown manufacturer, belonging to John Blauvelt, gives your date of birth, and the assigned telephone number. Signed by Judge Dean Ford.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Police read John the warrant for the seizure of his car and phone, detailing all of the evidence we've gone over, as John shakes his head in disbelief. Though, even given the evidence against him, John seems more mad about perceived transgressions that teenagers have made.
Should I send that text message to Australia?
What text message?
She hadn't talked to me since Tuesday, and then I told her I was going through some shit, and my PTSD was bothering me and stuff like that. And she just decided to completely blow me off. So that shit kind of hurts.
You said you wish you hadn't sent her that
I wish
message?
I had.
Sent her what message?
She sent a thumbs up a few hours ago.
A few hours ago today?
Yeah.
In response to what?
In response to nothing, she just sent me a thumbs up. And I was like, what? I'll throw it. You can't leave somebody out to dry for 4 days and then come back and then be like, thumbs up, we're cool.
That's what that meant? Oh.
Either because if you send somebody a thumbs up, you're sarcastic and say, okay. Something like that.
Yeah.
It's just that it's been 4 days since I talked to her. So I don't know. I mean, you're a female. You can tell me. What's a thumbs up mean 4 days later?
Is it in response to something or on a picture or? I have no idea.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
So she hasn't talked to you and then all of a sudden she sends that to you?
She hadn't talked to me since Tuesday.
And you said you wish you had sent her a message. Well, what would
I wish I had sent her the message because I typed out a big message you can't drop people like that. You can't drop friends like that. And then 4 days later be like, oh, we're cool. No, dude. Not when people really have shit going on in their head. Not when people are really I was there for her, and she made no attempt to be there for me. I went through the same shit everybody else went through. She didn't make no attempt to be it. Nobody told me about the viewing. I had to find out all this shit on my own. And then you want to come back to me and be like, hey, we're cool. No, we're not. That shit hurts, man. Everybody knows I ain't got no family. Just me.
Now, soon after John was interrogated, 17-year-old Hannah was brought in. And although she didn't crack, she showed many, many more emotions than John did.
You do not want to get wrapped up in catching a murder charge.
Right.
You're 17 years old. You have your entire life ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
You may love John, and you may think you two are going to get married and walk down the yellow brick road. Okay? But no man and no woman is worth going to prison for.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
If you know something and you're trying to cover up for it, you're going to go down with the person who did this to her. For knowing anything, whether it was beforehand or after the fact, you're going to go down with them.
Desperate to get her to break, detectives showed Hannah a photo of Katie's body.
Look at her, Hannah. She's right
I
here.
don't want to look at her.
That's your friend.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Don't want to do what? Don't want to help us find out who killed her?
Can I please leave? Can I please leave?
Hannah, this is a friend of yours that
I
we're trying
know,
to do.
and I want to help, but I
Well,
can't.
listen.
Ultimately, despite two very different, although very damning interrogations, both Hannah and John were released as detectives went through John's phone and car, and they took that opportunity to flee.
Case of murder and a missing persons report. Police say a man accused of killing his wife is connected to both.
Investigators say the suspect is an Army recruiter now considered AWOL and possibly with his teenage girlfriend.
John and Hannah fled across the country in his vehicle. Just a few days after a warrant for his arrest was issued, they were spotted on camera in New Mexico, over 1,000 miles away from Simpsonville. But then, they vanished. Police were at a loss. Due to John's training in the military, he knew how to evade capture. And though he had passed that test, he wasn't passing any IQ tests. Because for some reason, he believed that he and Hannah could survive in the mountains of Oregon together with no money. After getting his car stuck in the mud on a remote trail, the two were forced to hike to Medford, where they started begging for cash. And very quickly, Hannah decided the fugitive life wasn't for her. She called police in Simpsonville, begging for a ticket back home. So, ride or die? Not exactly. When she arrived in Simpsonville, she told police the route they had taken and their plan, but that was all. Until 6 years later, when John was still missing, and Hannah's conscience got the best of her.
John is not a good person, obviously. And we are trying desperately to find him. Okay. So if it was yesterday you spoke with him, if it was 2 weeks ago you spoke with him, we need to know that. Okay. It's not any different in my mind if you spoke with him 20 minutes before you walked in the door today or 2 years ago. But we're still looking for him. And he needs to be held responsible for what he's done.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you again, and I want the full, honest truth. Okay. Because I don't want to do this in another 6 years where you come back and tell me, well, actually, I was talking to him the day before I talked to you. Okay. So if it was yesterday, if it was 2 weeks ago, if it was a year ago, 5 months ago, I need to know the very last time you spoke with him and what that conversation was about.
I really, really, really feel like it was in 2019. I don't remember the exact time. I just feel like it was in 2019 at the first 6 months of it. I don't remember. I know I'm giving a really broad time, but that's just, I don't want to give any misinformation because I know that this is really, really serious and that I'm the only one that would know this. And we had been talking less. At first we were talking every single day, multiple times, for hours a day. And we had been talking less at this point. And so I was the one that stopped communication with him. And I had just decided to do it. I didn't tell him I'm not gonna talk to you anymore, I don't think. And so I think the conversation was pretty no substance to it really. Just maybe a hey, how are you?
Where was he back then?
I know that he was living with somebody. Who? A girl that he said that they were dating.
Hannah revealed that over the past 6 years, she had been talking to John secretly as he began a whole new life in Medford, Oregon. After some convincing, she gave detectives details that led him to this man, Ben Klein. John had created an entire new identity, calling himself Ben and starting a new life with pets, a girlfriend, and a job as a handyman. He never expected police to knock on his door. And when they did, ambushing him as he stepped outside of his home in Medford, he wasn't the only one who was shocked. His girlfriend, whose name has not been released, was crushed.
So he's being arrested on charges out of South Carolina for murder.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I can't believe any of this. This is like a nightmare. I'm sorry. We've been together for like 6 years.
Along with forensic evidence linking him to the crime, more disturbing details came to light during testimony. John's teenage victims were now adults, and they wanted the truth out there. One testified that John had a to-do list on his fridge at the time of the murder. The number one to-do? Get rid of Katie. Ultimately, at trial, John was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the murder of his ex-wife, Katie. Hannah, however, ended up with a slap on the wrist. She took a plea deal, pleading guilty to obstruction of justice and concealing a felony, earning 3 years of probation. Our hearts go out to Katie's family, all who knew her, and all who loved her. Thank you for watching today's video. Whether you're new here or have been with us for a while, check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.